AFTV Picks, the new exclusive free-to-play betting tool app for football fans everywhere. Every week, test your skills and knowledge against Robbie and the AFTV fans and stand to win prizes and cash. And wait for it, it's all free.
Hi and welcome to the pre-match build-up show with myself, Cecil Jee. I've got James B and we're looking ahead of the Wolves game today. We have Wolves and it's, do you know what? I'm confident. I've got that feeling again. It's in the air. 3-0. What? Chat to me. 3-0. Arsenal. No?
Okay.
You're not.
It's not that I'm not confident. I've still got a long way to go with this team before I start feeling really confident about games again. But 3-0, what's making you feel that confident?
I don't know. I was listening to a good song in the car. The wind was blowing. I was gassed. Yeah, 3-0.
That's it. That's your.
Yeah, that's the professional stats and the revision that I've done. I'm joking. 3-0. I'll break down why I believe it'll be 3-0 today. Anyway, I've said it before. We score early. They're going to be compact. They're going to put everyone behind the ball. And if we score early in the first half, they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to react.
We were discussing this on our show. You know, you say they're going to put men behind the ball and try to soak up the pressure. I don't know if they will. I wonder if they'll have the Steve Bruce effect, you know, where they're going to think we need to claw back points and actually chase us a little bit and maybe take the game to us a little bit. But then, I don't know. It's amazing how your stance can change. The way you talk about the team can change in just 5-6 games. Now I'm like, are they going to take the game to us? Like, we're some big shot. We're 10th. Like,
do you know what? You said 5-6 games. I can go watch one game and be like, that's it.
Yeah, we found it. Yeah, we're back. I know. But yes, let's
look back. Let's go back to the Man United game. A lot of people saying it was a boring 0-0. I don't think it was a boring 0-0.
I don't think it was a boring game. Maybe because we're so invested in it, you're kind of...
As a fan, yeah.
You're so switched on, if that makes sense. I don't think it was boring, though.
But there was chances for both teams to take it. I think it was... wouldn't call it boring, and I think the lads that came in, because in the players we had out, made a great account of themselves. And I know you want to look at that.
Yes. So, obviously we had Tierney, Saka and Aubameyang missing, which I believe... being blunt, our 3 greatest goal threats, because you've got the best striker we've had in the last since Van Persie. You could argue better or worse. I mean, I think Van Persie was world class, but Aubameyang, in terms of his numbers, was up there with anyone. It's
crazy.
Up there with Henry and Bright and players like that. You then got Bukayo Saka, who's been doing really, really well recently.
Outstandingly well.
Outstandingly well. You're right. I'm not bigging it up enough. And Kieran Tierney, who was such a powerhouse down the left, you know, and his delivery, his final ball, and his kind of pace and beyond, and he just offers so much down that left. People were calling him very Gareth Bale-esque. Sorry, I know he's a Spurs player, but let's face it, back when he was brilliant, it was that drop the shoulder and beat your man, and you always thought, you know what Tierney's going to do, but he kind of always pulled it off anyway. And without those 3, I was worried, as we all know about me, during the starting 11 show. I lost confidence when I saw, I knew I think we knew Aubameyang wasn't going to play, but losing the other 2 was a big problem. But what that kind of did, I'll highlight it in, let's do it in yellow as well. What that did was it affected us in 4 positions, because it meant we didn't have Kieran Tierney at left back, we didn't have Aubameyang left wing, we then didn't have Saka on the right wing, but then we actually didn't have Cedric at right back, which is where he performed really well against Newcastle. And I think whenever he's come in, he's done well, and I think people are looking forward to seeing Cedric and Tierney as our fullbacks again, like we did in that Newcastle game.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, I'm one of them too. And what that basically meant was we were... I feel bad saying it, but we were weakened in these pretty key areas down the wings. We didn't have the same quality. The same quality we do when it's Tierney, Saka, Aubameyang and Cedric at right back. So that was an issue already to overcome. We still had that core. We still had Lacazette, Smith Rowe, Xhaka, Partey, Holding, Louise, obviously Leno in goal. That's all good. But I felt that we caused a lot of problems out wide. We scored a lot of goals from out wide. We create a lot of goals from out wide. And I felt that was a big problem for us. And looking at each individual player and what they offer, I just want to look here at the average positions of the Arsenal-Man United game. And we've got both teams here. I mean, let's start with United. You can see how condensed they are. You know, Cavani, Fernandes, Rashford, Pogba, Fred, McTominay, very, very central, all doing their bit. And actually quite
high up the pitch as well.
Fairly, yeah, I'd agree with that, actually. And I think there were quite a few spells where they were in our half and had a lot of the ball.
Yep.
So that would probably explain that. And obviously with Pogba, he played out on the left and he came to the middle. But I want to focus on Arsenal. If you look here on the left, obviously Pepe and Lacazette are quite high up the pitch. But if you look at Cedric, you know, Martinelli, they're not... It's only an average positions, right? So it obviously doesn't tell you what are you doing?
So I'm just seeing if it's on the... I can see that. Don't worry, they can't see us, they see this.
Sorry, guys. Cecil's just messing around as always. But if you even look at Smith Rowe, he's quite deep here. Alongside Partey and Xhaka, you're still finding this hilarious. And the average positions just didn't. Neither one for either team screams out the sort of positions you see when a team is completely dominant and taking the game to the opposition.
Yeah.
Now, what do I mean by that? Probably people thinking, well, what does that tell you? You only have to look at our average positions in the 2 games before. On the far left, you've got the Newcastle game. In the middle, the Southampton game, and then obviously here on the right, we've got the United draw. And you just look at where Kieran Tierney is out on the left. You know, it was his job to be almost the highest man on the left side of the pitch at the same time. And look at Cedric. They are beyond Xhaka, Partey, getting to Lacazette, Smith Rowe kind of level.
Yeah, we are definitely more... Well, they're more expansive when we play other teams, 100%. That is
I know
clear.
Newcastle aren't very good. Very good.
And
I just... You know, we're wider there. That we're using the space of the pitch is, I don't know.
Yeah, we're not as
condensed.
We're not as deep either. In the defence line, the defence line's higher than it is in the Man United game. So
yeah, and the Southampton's very, very similar. There's not a lot in it. It's only when you look at the United game that we are much more condensed. I don't think we wanted to concede them much space. We don't want to lose the battle in midfield.
Would you say both teams were scared to really give it a go?
Yeah.
And I think that happens when it comes to like the big hitters. I always call it the top 6. I know we're not there right now, but I think when it comes to the big games, a lot of teams, are scared to really commit and move from their position. So that's probably what we're seeing there.
I don't think either team was really was confident enough to feel that they could just go win the game. If we play our football, we win the game. I think there was always a feeling, if we play our football, maybe we'll win the game, but I'm still very worried about what they do at the other end. So Tierney was a big miss because of what he does in getting close to Aubameyang and the left winger and overlapping. We see Cedric here doesn't cross the halfway line in any of the average positions, but Tierney does. Then you've got Bukayo Saka. It's a little clap from Cecil.
So I just love him.
It's really, this is no great analysis whatsoever. He's a big miss because in the last 6 Premier League games he's been playing out on the right, he's got a goal against Chelsea, an assist against Brighton, a goal against West Brom, a blank against Palace, Arsenal didn't win, a goal against Newcastle, and a goal and an assist against Southampton. Some class goals and some class assists in there as well. And you can't expect... Pepe had a good game.
Yes, he did.
But you can't expect Arsenal to have the same attacking threat when you've not got Tierney, who does what he does, Saka, who puts up these numbers here, especially
consistently as well.
Right, and he has done all season, but out on the right, we've seen another level. He's added those goals to his game. But then, if I bring up this graphic, to not have Aubameyang as well, and I know he's not had the season that we expected of him,
100%,
that he's had before. I know people are going to say since he signed the contract, but I don't think that matters at all. But he's still a striker who's got 78 goals and 16 assists in 129 appearances in all competitions.
That's crazy.
It is unbelievable the return we've got from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang since we signed him 3 years ago for 60 million quid. Now, it's not even that long ago that he was banging in goals. It was September? What was the Community Shield? September, October?
September, towards...
And then obviously all of July and August he was playing as well, all of June, July he was playing very well and scoring lots of goals for us as well, won us the FA Cup. So I just think, to go back to this here, I thought we had a good account of ourselves against United. I think we gave him a decent game. We showed some authority at times. We showed we were well coached and defended as a unit. But ultimately, without those 3 there, a win would have been bordering on luck as well as earned.
Yeah, because
if that makes sense.
A lot of the goals we've scored, either one of these three have been involved in many of them throughout the game. So for us to think if we're going to win the game by a load amount of goals, it's probably not going to happen without those three. As much as we have obviously Lacazette and Smith Rowe, they do offer a lot when it comes to goal contributions and starting to play.
And Pepe's a good finisher. Martinelli, when he's back up and running, gets goals. Lacazette's been on good form. You know, I'm not saying there's not goals in the team. I'm not saying that's a bad team that's out there. I'm just saying confidence players carry you through these games. And Tierney, Saka and Aubameyang, I just think there was nothing in it between the two teams really in terms of balance of play and everything. And it's those three players who would have edged it, I think.
Okay, before we move on to look at the Wolves when we last played them, quickly, people in the comments as well, I'll go to your comments as well now. Out of these three players, or all of them, who do you think will be returning into the start 11 today?
You asked me right now.
Yeah. Well, people in the comments, who do you think will be starting as well? Well, I could ask you as well, but people in the comments, who do you think will be starting? Out of those three, do you think they'll be straight integrated back in? Or do you not?
I think Saka will come back because Martinelli's struggled and he's come back from injuries. That's okay. Doesn't matter that he struggled, but he has. Willian, we're still not really seeing much from him.
Saka.
So I think Saka comes in.
Yeah, people are saying Saka as well. Yeah. Ethan says none of them. A lot of people saying Saka.
Okay. Interesting.
Rest Smith Rowe, but I know that's not really.
Well, that's the other thing. Does Odegaard come in?
Yeah,
but
we're going to get to that.
We'll chat about that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
That's a big discussion point.
That is big. People are.
Do you know I keep forgetting we signed Odegaard?
Yeah, same.
I do keep.
Do you know what I mean? No, yes, no. 2 nights. The deadline day when we did the live, and we was like, was it a bad window? Was it a good window? And I'm like, we got rid of all these players. And I'm like, and then Robbie were like, yeah, and we got Odegaard. I was like, oh shit, we got Odegaard.
We did. He's a top player.
Literally.
I kind of forget about that, but yes.
That is so true.
It is, yeah.
You need to remember that. Arteta, please start him today.
I'd like to see him start today.
I would like to see him start today. Right, looking back, this was painful. The 2-1 loss.
defeat. That was, if I remember correctly, we'd lost to Leicester 1-0, but we played really well in that game, or at least in the first half. And then they obviously sucker punched us in typical Vardy fashion. And I think after, we were all kind of up in arms about it, but when you look at it after you calm down and things have chilled out a little bit in the Arsenal world, you're able to go, on another day we win that game, and actually we were a bit unfortunate. Then Villa come and they smack us up 3-0. That was a bad game.
That was the lowest point.
And in between that, we beat United at Old Trafford, which is the weird thing. And then, you know, Wolves come to town. I remember Arteta's press conference, or not even press conference, his interview before the match saying, we have to turn our home form around now. And we lost 2-1. And you know, that was a dark day. I wanted to sort of look back a little bit at that game from some of the stats from that.
That's fine. Well, that's up there. Jack Gibbs, thank you. Love to James and Cecil. I see it. All the people in the comments send us positive vibes and messages. I see them all. Keeps a smile on my face, and James appreciates it as well. So thank you to you guys. People are still on the Saka debate, but headphones, the headphones emoji.
The headphones emoji has become a thing now.
It is massive. Let's just can we save little headphones emojis till this watch along? I mean, you can put them in now, to be fair, but
yeah, I'm sure they'll come.
When Ty is in the building, I'll let you know. That's when they should start flowing in. But yeah, thank you everyone in the comments. We'll see you all. So these are the stats from.
This is when we lost 2-1 at the Emirates, and I mean, okay, we outshot them, great, but 2 on target. Twice.
I remember that.
We caused the goalkeeper problems. Twice.
That's embarrassing. 10 shots in the box and only 2 on target. It's
awful.
Not okay.
It's awful.
This rings out to me. Sorry, the 30 crosses.
And I'm really glad you picked that out.
Yeah, I just remember us revising games, doing reviews. Crosses. So many crosses in the box. Even now, actually. There's not as many, but we still are trying to do the wide play and get balls in the box, but I still don't think that
we're effective with it now. We're smart.
Right.
It's not aimless. And in this game, it felt like our crosses into the box were completely aimless. Look, a lot of people jumped on the Arsenal crossloads hype because it was an easy stick to beat us with. You know, what are you spamming crosses for? But actually, when things aren't going for you and you're playing badly and you've not won your last 2 home Premier League games, and you're struggling to find any real creativity, and you're not got number 10. Let's remember the problems we had that day, you know, in that November time. I actually think I'd rather see you whip it in the box and hope something happens.
I think that's what we're doing now. We're doing more play and driving it into the box and hoping for maybe a deflection or someone's.
What now?
I think we do some of our crosses. Do you not think? Oh, we're playing a more.
I don't think it's hopeful.
Oh no, I wouldn't. Well, it's not a
I think
desperate attempt.
I think it's calculated.
Yes.
But this felt desperate. But I prefer that than doing what we did against Leicester, which is passing it around hoping for an opening.
Yeah.
So, ultimately we weren't playing very well no matter what. And you're right, those stats really stand out. 2 shots on target, 30 crosses. And what was the stat we said about since Emil Smith-Rowe's come in the team after Christmas, we're now averaging over 6 shots on target per game, 14 shots per game, and those are much more normal numbers. But then the other thing that I found really interesting when I looked at this game is this. Now, does this not just take you back to a really dark time where the left-hand side was everything? Everything was down the left. And you sit here, 50% of our attacks went down the left against Wolves in that home game. 50!
James, this used to annoy me so much. It was just down the left side, that's all we had. And there was no plan B, there was no backup, there was no, well, maybe go out to the right and see what we can do, if it can do anything. But I just remember, take our time ahead back to before the new year, that was what I was just looking at, it's always down the left. And I did highlight this, in the Southampton, I think, review, I said, or in the pre-match build-up show, that we're now very much balanced.
Yeah, we are much more balanced.
We are, especially since Emil Smith-Rowe's come in as well, actually.
Since Smith-Rowe's come in, since Saka's moved to the right, because Willian started on the right in this game. Since I think Bellerin's improved his form slightly. I know he struggled the last couple of games, but on the whole, he's been better since then. Cedric, obviously, coming in as well. There is more balance to the team. I agree with that. But yeah, I just found that really, really interesting. And to sort of show how we've... Oh, you can see my home screen.
Lacazette.
I know, I've got Lacazette and Football Manager.
Love it.
I love Football Manager. To show sort of what we've sort of changed since then, if I highlight the players who played in that game... who played against Man United, who didn't play in that Wolves defeat, you got Lacazette didn't start up front, Martinelli, Smith-Rowe didn't play, Pepe didn't start, Partey didn't start, Holding didn't start, and Cedric didn't start.
Oh wow, we're left with 4 players.
Just make that a little bit bigger around Martinelli.
Wow.
Yeah. And that kind of tells you how much the team's evolved. Yeah. Because, yes, obviously Cedric would come back, Aubameyang will probably play more. I'm not saying all those players are now done. We don't want... Gabriel played. We love Gabriel at centre-back. He's a top player. But the team has evolved a lot since then, and it's not just a case of a tweak in formation and Smith-Rowe's come back and everything's, good to go. Because I could even, I could even say this. Even Luiz, he was playing as the right centre-back in that game, and I just think the team's evolved so much since then. We look like we've got more ideas now. We look like we've got more balance. And and hopefully we'll cause Wolves much more problems today than we did in that game with the Emirates.
Could you highlight João Martino as well, just quickly?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Aha, I'm gonna put this up. João Martino. So I spoke about before we set up. I just think he was a massive problem against us when we played. Just to give you guys, I've got so much pads all over, so much technology.
Yeah, a lot of.
Just to give you guys a clear understanding. Recently, he hasn't been played much. He's been on the bench, coming off as a sub, but he was essential in the game against us when we played them. But I think back in November, November time. So he had a total passes of 54, 45 successful passes, so the highest amount of passes in the team. The highest amount of touches, 74. He got on the ball a lot. He was dictating play when he played against us last time, and he made the most tackles at 6. So these are things. I'm just throwing you numbers out here. The only reason why I'm doing this is because, João Martino, he was, like I said, he was vital in when the 2-1 defeat for us. And I don't think he'll start today.
No?
He might try.
This was their last 11. This is our last 11. So you don't think Coutinho plays?
Okay, I'm stand corrected. I believe he will start today. But he's someone that I think we need to stop. Whether I think they're going to cause us much problems just by their due form, I don't think they're going to cause us too much problems. But if he's on it,
no, but they've got the players.
It could be a problem.
But they've got the players, and that's why I'll highlight Podence.
I'm going to say Neto.
Who I think is brilliant. They are top players. But you wanted to look at something else.
Yes.
Relating to Wolves. Where is it? Here we go.
Here we go. Right, so I just can't really put this down. I'm just going to put it here like this, nice and neat. So these are Wolves. These are Wolves' last 6 games in order from most recent at the top to obviously the last in down the bottom. So obviously they lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Now, the reason I'm looking at this is it's the formations that these guys choose. I remember we had a Wolves fan send a video in, and he said just the way they're playing, that Wolves play is just not being great at all. When they play the 4-3-3, which is here, if you can see here, Wolves, they played the 4-3-3 against West Brom and Everton. That's when they kind of open up, they score goals. I think a lot of their players down the wings, in behind the fullbacks. But when they play this for you spin.
I nearly fell off my chair.
When they play, I've been there, but honestly, these chairs
are
just crazy. Yeah. When they play the 3-4-2-1, they normally change that between the 3-4-2-1 or the 3-4-1-2. They don't really score. They don't really get out past halfway line. Don't get me wrong, the Wolves versus Chelsea, that in hindsight, that's a good result, a draw, but they didn't offer anything. I watched the game back. They weren't really creating many chances. I just think they're very negative at the moment. I think the 4-3-3 is their best one. The only one that kind of counteracts it is the Wolves versus Brighton game when they drew 3-3 and they scored 3 goals in a 4-2-3-1. However, I'm just rambling on here, but that is
I'll carry on.
Most of their goals came from, again, in behind the fullbacks, down the wings, and I think that's where they could be dangerous. But today, if they don't go for the 4-3-3 and they play something random like the 3-4-1-2, when they played us in November, they matched us, that we're playing at the moment, the 4-2-3-1. Sorry, this is a lot of formations. They matched us, and I just think if they don't play the 4-3-3, they're not going to cause us too much problems. They do the latter ones like the 4-2-3-1 or the 3-4-2 ones. They're going to be condensed. If we get a goal early, like I said, they're going to have to open up James, and we should win the game.
I mean, this is really fascinating because they're jumping between formations a lot. But basically, at a very kind of raw, basic level, when they play 3 at the back, there's hardly any goals in it. Yep. Not just for them, but for the opposition. And when they play a 4 at the back, like you can see with this West Brom game, Everton game, Brighton game, there's 3+ goals in it. 3, 6, 5. I mean, that's really interesting. I mean, you'd look at that and you'd say, with the form they're in and the fact they need to sort of stop the rut slightly, they shouldn't play a back 4 against us today because we've been quite good going forward the last 7 games.
Yeah, picking teams off.
But then,
is a draw a good result for them today?
Yeah, it is. It is because we're on good form and because they need to stop the rut. But having said that, they can beat us. And when I say this, I'm not trying to be arrogant or talk down to Wolves. Wolves they're a really good side. I still think if you made a combined 11 of Arsenal Wolves players, that would be pretty tight. I mean, I actually think Wolves might edge it, arguably. But is it a good result if they draw? I think it is, but they can beat us. And I think if they draw, they'd be thinking, all right, we'll take it, but we can beat them. A bit like how we feel about United. The Arsenal-United game with the Emirates is comparable, I think.
Interesting.
Okay. Maybe.
Well, yeah, maybe. I haven't really come to a conclusion on that. Right, effective rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this. I love when you bring this up. All the players in the positions, especially now after the transfer window's done, deadline days is happened. So, guys, what James put up on the screen here is the players in the positions really, and who's fighting for what. You haven't doubled up, have you not, on anyone? No. So this is where, everyone's fighting for their position. Good, because obviously some players can play in multiple positions.
Yeah, I kept it to one cool position, but obviously flexibility and all that comes into it. So, right, why are we doing this, guys? Because you said something very interesting on the stream yesterday about whether we've been left a little light with all the players going. Willock, Maitland-Niles, and obviously the obvious ones, Mustafi, Kolasinac, Socrates, wasn't even in the squad. And obviously we've added Odegaard and Ryan, who are in there. Now I thought the reason I wanted to do this was to have a real look at the squad and...
Oh, cheeky.
We'll go through that. I wanted to how would I put this? When we lost in the FA Cup to Southampton, I was very critical about Mikel Arteta's squad rotation. I didn't feel I felt he basically put the best team against Newcastle, then the best he could out of the weakened bunch against Southampton, and then a strong team against Southampton again in the league, and I felt that he didn't give us the best chance of getting through the cup. We've now got Wolves away, Villa away, and Leeds at home. 3 tough games in a row. I haven't even looked beyond there because, quite frankly, I just want to get through those 3. And so I thought I'd take this opportunity to not do the whole hindsight thing in a week or two's time, where I say, Arteta should have done this with the squad, whatever. But actually talk about it now, talk about it while we're about to go into this run of games. And the first thing to do was to look at the squad and basically highlight the options we've got. And in fairness, I was crying for a left back. We need a left back, can't rely on Tierney's fitness. But in fairness, I think we're weirdly kind of covered across the back four, because obviously you've got, Leno and Ryan, that's that. Runnison as well as the third keeper. You then got Holding and Louise as the centre-backs, Gabriel and Mari, both 2 left-footed centre-backs. But, Louise can play as one of the left-footed centre-backs as well. You could either have Chambers as one of the centre-backs. In fact, he is a centre-back. He's really the 5th choice centre-back. Yeah. But I've used him as another right-back because really what you're going to get is, if I can just pick up the right players, which I can't, you're going to have Cedric covering for Tierney a lot, I think. And you're probably going to have Chambers as the backup to Bellerin there. That's what I see happening. And then you've got Ben Cottrell as well.
So yeah, that's what I was pointing at, guys, where I said James was being cheeky because he wasn't zoomed in at that point. But yeah, Ben Cottrell being in there. He can play there, but I think...
He's a midfielder, but he's left-footed and he's got energy, and I think he played there in the pre-season game against MK Dons. So I would quite like to see him get a bit of a run there. So I think actually we're pretty covered there. You then look in midfield and you've got Partey on Nenny, and you've got Xhaka and Ceballos. I sort of grouped them just because, well, I don't know, Partey and Nenny typically a bit more defensive than the other 2.
Yep, agreed.
Although Partey can play box to box and Xhaka can sit all that, on the left you've got Martinelli, Willian and Nelson. But again, it could be Pepe, it could be Saka. You could have Willian or Nelson playing out on the right. You've got Smith Rowe and Odegaard as your 10s. You've got Aubameyang, Lacazette and Nketiah. And the reason I'm pointing all this out is not to sit here and go, look at what a great squad we have. Because, I still think the squad needs a lot of work despite the January window and despite everything. You're pulling faces.
Obviously we've got Ben Cottrell in there.
Yeah.
But I don't see Balogun up top. As another option. I'm joking.
When he signs the contract,
yeah, I know.
I'll put him in my team.
Thank you.
You have to. Sometimes I'm explaining stuff and I just see Cecil pulling faces. I'm like, what do you want? What are you laughing at now?
Sorry, James.
That's all good.
Forgive me.
But I think the point I'm trying to make is you can make some rotated 11s and give players a break and give players time on the bench without having to heavily affect the flow of the team.
Yeah, not all at once. So not like a crazy amount of changes at once. We have enough in our locker to just drop players out and let them fill in, and enough quality. If you look at those players, they're good quality players.
I think so too. And if I'm just making a very random 11 here by pulling off everybody else, this is terrible. Forgive me, guys. Right. So you can basically see the 11 there. You've got your back four with Tierney, Gabriel, Holding, Bellerin. What I'm saying is you can go into, let's say this is, we know Tierney's not playing, but let's say Tierney was playing and this is the lineup against who playing Wolves tonight.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is you can very easily
swap out
one, swap out Xhaka for Ceballos, swap out Smith Rowe for Odegaard, swap out Martinelli for...
You've done well in picking them.
Let's just say Willian and Aubameyang for Lacazette. Right.
Still a strong squad?
That is still a strong 11. Yeah. That is still an 11. And we've made, 5-6 changes there that you would think can do a job. It can probably, maybe not beat Villa. Villa are very good. I'd want to put my strongest team out. But I'm just... Call this match week 2, right? We've had match week 1, this is match week 2, and then match week 3, maybe you pull Willian out, you want to keep Lacazette because he's doing well, but you bring Aubameyang in. Yeah, maybe Gabriel deserves a rest, but you bring in Mari. Oh, Tierney's got another injury, typical. Let's move Cedric to left back, and let's move Bellerin to right back. And what I'm saying is, Partey's got another injury because he's had them all year. Okay, El Neni comes in. Like this is... Do you get what I'm saying? Where's I've not even put Pepe in yet?
I was about to say, yeah, Pepe for Saka,
Yeah.
but he gets tired. It took so many minutes holding up the squad. You know,
There you go.
Bringing Pepe.
So the point I'm making is there are ways to. We've got a squad of players that I think we feel comfortable enough playing, and I think Arteta just needs to manage it over the next 3 games correctly. And I just thought it was also worth going through after the transfer deadline day and everything, and the fact the window's closed, and see what we're left with. So yeah.
Thanks for that, James. I love when we have all the players out and we can decide who can go where. And in my opinion,
I mean, it's complete carnage, but you get what I'm trying to say.
It is carnage. It does kind of, my point yesterday about other being left bare kind of answered it a little bit there. I'll give you that.
Oh, I saved it. I was trying to open it, but now I've saved it like that.
Oh.
Oh well, fine. We don't need to talk about that.
It's fine. Guys, this is it. This is your time. It's the 11s. It's time to build your 11s. I wish I had like a little music. You know what I mean? Like a little. Sorry, I'm editors in the back. You know what I'm talking about. Building your 11s time. So get in your comments. We'll build your 11s. I'm gonna take some comments as well.
You want music?
You know, like a card, an end card that will say like, build your 11s. And there's like background music. And then it fades back to it.
Budget for that.
We've just been told. We've just been told we don't have the budget for that.
Just been told.
Yeah.
Don Robbie. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're in my ear. They're having a go at me for requesting that.
But
it's okay.
We already got our TV.
Yeah.
What more do we want?
But we've just hit 1 billion views.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Congratulations first to AFTV. We are new to the journey, so
we play a massive part in this. We
carried it to the 1
Yeah,
million. Obviously we're new, so we haven't been here from the beginning, but it's a massive achievement. 1 billion
we
views.
turned up at like 999 views.
Yeah, so
but we got it over the line.
Exactly that.
Well
so
done.
thank you to all of you guys for watching and being part of the journey of AFTV. I could see some 11 starting coming in, but yeah, thank you for that. Congratulations to AFTV, and yeah, hopefully we can continue on this journey.
No, genuinely, I know we're joking, but an unbelievable achievement.
Yeah, it's massive.
And fair play to Robbie and the team. It's been amazing since we joined, and yeah.
Let's get to this. All right, cool. So we got Bukayo Saka in the comments. Jeez, you shouldn't be here. He's gone for Leno, Bellerin, Holding, Luiz. Cedric.
Cool, okay.
Yep, a nice little back four. Xhaka and Partey. Pepe, Smith Rowe, Odegaard and Lacazette.
Wow, okay. I was waiting for the first...
Yeah, Odegaard. What is... The camera's on? I think they are.
Forgive me.
We're building your 11s, but please also let us know. Get your comments in, get your 11s in, but please let us know. Does Odegaard start?
I added Odegaard and forgot to save it earlier, so I'm adding him back in now.
Okay.
Apologies. So that's interesting. So Odegaard in the 10?
Yeah,
or...
Odegaard in the 10. I think people are arguing that. Okay, I've got a super chat here. I have seen you guys super chats for previously. I'm going to go back to them right at the end of the show. But I have a super chat from Hunter 4Q8. Hunter 4Q8. He says Leno, Holding, Luiz. It's not 11. This is about defence. Leno, Holding, Luiz, Cedric, Bella in defence. I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
If you want to send in the other 6 players at some point.
Yeah, Hunter. You could have had the whole squad there for you, bro.
We'd have done it, but fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the back 5 I expect as well.
Okay, yeah, so do I. Agreed. Okay, so we've got Arsenal Queen, a regular. I always see you as well, so big up to you. She's gone with Leno, Bellerin, Holding, Luiz, Cedric.
Yep.
Partey, Xhaka. This is the same team. Xhaka, Odegaard, Pepe, Laka, and Saka.
Okay, so that's interesting. So now we've got. I love that people want to put Saka, want to put Odegaard in immediately. So that's interesting. So
yeah, everyone wants it.
If that's the team, after what Pepe did against United, do you keep him on the right? I personally would put him back out on the left and put Saka out on the right again, where he's been doing a madness. Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be my team.
Okay, I'm going to take a couple more because everyone is championing Odegaard. I love to see this.
Yeah, me too.
Rusty. Thank God it's just Rusty. Says Leno, Cedric, Luiz, Holding, Bellerin.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Partey, Xhaka, with Odegaard, Saka, Pepe, and Aubameyang.
Wow.
Who do you think starts today? Aubameyang or Lacazette? I think Lacazette. Yeah.
If he's all right. Obviously, we went to hospital, but I think he's okay.
I think he's okay.
It's funny because we've just seen 3 different teams there that have been sent in with a slight tweak to each. And this goes back to what I was just saying about alternating and rotation and how Arteta can manage this well. You know, you can just make slight little tweaks and give 1 or 2 players their rest every match and manage them through these fixtures without weakening the team too much. Look at this team here. Who just sent that through? Arsenal Queen, was it?
Rusty.
Thank you, Rusty. Right. If you look at that side there, if that lineup comes out, are you disappointed?
100% not.
Right. If this lineup comes out, are you disappointed?
No.
If this lineup comes out, forgive me, I've got to go all the way here.
Smith Rowe.
Yep. Are you disappointed?
I mean, I'm not disappointed, but I want to see Odegaard. But
okay,
I'm not disappointed. I think he can win the game.
Yeah. Okay. If this lineup comes out.
No, I'm fine.
And that sums up exactly what I'm trying to say. That you can manage the rotation well over these next 3 games and not weaken the flow and the fluidity and the rhythm of the team. And that's I think the big challenge for Arteta over the next 3, 4, 5 Premier League games.
I agree, James. I'm going to take 2 more because people have got some nice points in this one. So we've got Patrick, thank you for your team. 4-2-3-1, so we've been playing, it's all good. Leno in goal, Bellerin, Holding, thank you for sending your formation as well, make sure you guys do that. Leno, Bellerin, Holding, Louise and Cedric.
Well, I think it's the default because we know Tierney's not available, so...
True. Xhaka, Partey, Pepe, Odegaard, Willian. To double up on Traore.
Oh my word, that is 3 completely different. Okay, hold on. Pepe,
Lacazette up top.
Odegaard. And
now, if you ask me, are you happy with this?
This would slightly disappoint me more, but
it works. It does work. It does still work though.
I don't hate it as much because Pepe's now found form.
Whoa. Let's. Okay.
Fine, all right.
He's on the.
Pepe has been good for the last 2 games.
Sorry, I'm being.
Sorry.
Pepe agenda. Everyone's going to come for me now, but yeah.
In fairness, in the Southampton Cup tie he was meh, not great, and then the Newcastle Cup tie was good. So
yeah.
All
right, cool. So last one, I think. Yep, I know. Yep. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I know. So last one.
There's nothing in his ear.
Don't ruin the mystical illusion. we got earphones. We got plugins. Disban Gunner, last one. 4-2-3-1. Leno, Bellerin, Holding, Mari, Cedric.
Okay.
What's happened with Mari? Is he back yet? Oh, it's the 1 million. Oh, the 1 million pounds.
We've got to stop this.
We have to. We're going to start putting on an agenda across, aren't we? But it is the. No, it's not. He's injured.
It's not. Don't listen to Lee Judges. Carry on.
His fans will be back for the watch long. He's yeah.
Yeah, he does. He gets some serious compliments before.
Serious ones.
Yeah, I'm sat there in the corner like, okay. You know, it's like, hello, darkness.
Lee, you're a legend. Everything you say is gold and factual, and we're just there with the stats.
Yeah, me and you sat there that like, okay.
Anyway,
thanks, guys.
He says Thomas in the middle with Ceballos.
Hey, I would love to see this.
In the 2.
I am all for this.
Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Pepe.
Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Pepe.
And then Lacazette up top. And the reason why this Dip San Gun has gone for this is because he says not to risk Bakayo.
Okay.
To give him a rest. And Louise rest as well.
Fine.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to pick up my laptop. Forgive me for my unprofessionalism. This is the last bit. I'm going to read out the super chats that we missed. They're all going to be here. I wish I could have done that on my pad, but I couldn't. So, firstly, please have no trick names here because I don't like it.
Because you will catch him out.
J Market, thank you very much for your super chat. OB Finn, thank you very much for your super chat. Deep something, I'm just going to leave that there. Love from India to both Cecil and James.
Thank you.
Safe, I love you so. And Hunter, I read out yours with your defence. Thank you.
Perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, just smashed my phone. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the Pre-Match Build-Up Show. Up next, we'll have the starting 11, the watch-along and the fan cams. Not forgetting the aftermath show. James is enjoying that one. Thank you. Congratulations to AFTV hitting 1 billion views. Make sure you stay tuned for more content. Hopefully we get the win today. My prediction is 3-0. Before we go, what's your prediction for the score?
This show's never making it to mainstream TV, is it? Dropping phones, picking up laptops. I think I went with 2-0 Arsenal.
Pretending we got earphones.
Yeah.
I love you all. Thanks for the support. We'll see you soon.